Okay, obviously some people are going to be happy and some people are going to be sad. I don't care. I just want to get that right off the bat. If you are upset about a character choice, I have to remind you that you're being really entitled because you should have already popped off when Sonic and Snake and Cloud and Ryu were put in the game. I mean, Mega Man's in the game. I mean, who do you really like? Like your favorite game character of all time might not be in Smash, but like someone who's in your top three game characters of all time is 100% in Smash. There's too many characters at this point for you to say, well, oh, I don't want to play this game because my character's not. No, no, no. Even the Sora fans are like, well, I'll play as Cloud though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the Sora fans are like, yeah, but Cloud and Sephiroth are in, so it's fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? So some people might not be happy, but sometimes you gotta throw a bone to the little guy like Xenoblade. And the thing is that for a long time I made videos. I made lots of videos, and I mean, there's lots. If you get anyone who has actually watched multiple of my videos, I've been talking about Mythra and Pyra for a long time, but I was kind of wondering if they would do it. At first, I was thinking they could do just Pyra, and then Mythra could swap in and out with her, which is what we got. And then later, once I played more Xenoblade 2, I started to think what they should do is have Rex, and then have Rex's moves change depending on if Mythra or Pyra is selected. But they actually went with my original idea of just putting in Pyra, and I think that's probably the best because it could be really weird and to have like, and also it's kind of lame just to have Pyra and Mythra floating around in the background somewhere like the Pokemon trainer. It's better to just have them swap like this. Though it does beg the question, why are Zelda and Sheik even separated at this point? You might as well keep Zelda and Sheik as one character at this point. Now, if you made Zelda and Sheik the same character, then Sheik would be top tier OP busted best character in the game because all Sheik needs is some more kill power, and if you could, it'd be like Pokemon Trainer situation. But the thing is, Pokemon Trainer situation exists in Smash already, so it doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Pyra is character number 79, and Mythra is character number 80. They are considered two different characters, just like Pokemon Trainer is considered three different characters. I agree with this decision because basically what's going to happen is we're going to have to rate them as, just like with Pokemon Trainer, you kind of rate them as this character goes here on the tier list and this character goes here on the tier list. Because you need you need to differentiate who they are. This isn't the same as Joker, where when he gets Arsene, he's like a different character. No, 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 no. Joker just gets more powered up. Mythra looks way faster than Pyra, and Pyra looks like a bit of a powerhouse. In fact, Pyra's neutral air is that spinning sword attack, similar to like Palutena's and Byleth. So I'm wondering if Mythra's even needed. It seems like Pyra might be the best case scenario, but Pyra and Mythra might be one of the best characters in the game because it seems like if one strategy isn't working for a character, you could just swap to the other character. I'm already calling it. I'm very interested in playing this character. I'm possibly going. I'm not going to main this character, but I want to fuck around with this character, see what this character has to offer, and I definitely want to see. It seems like if you're in a tight spot, you can always swap between characters and get in better. And it looks like Pyra is going to be slower and more powerful, and Mythra is going to be faster. However, it looks like Mythra has a few more zoning abilities. However, Pyra has this like boomerang attack where she throws her sword, and then she throws her sword, then she can walk away. But it looks like she can't attack while it's like thrown. So you're gonna have to be careful. That move could lead you up to be exploited pretty easily. But it even looked like in the trailer, it looked like Pyra and Mythra are doing combos where they would do one attack as Pyra, then swap to Mythra, or it was the other way around, where Mythra did like an attack, then like a jump attack, then switch to Pyra for like another attack. It was crazy in the trailer. It looked freaking awesome. So the fact that you can swap between the characters on the fly, it looks like the swap is even faster than Pokemon. Like the swap reminds me of the same speed as something like Min Min's weapon swap. So I mean, this is kind of a big deal, and it looks like her entire moveset will be different, similar to Pokemon Trainer, and similar to how Zelda and Sheik used to be. So it's kind of funny that Zelda and Sheik are separated now. They're not the same character anymore, yet Pokemon Trainer got put back in place. And I always thought, well, that makes sense, because Zelda and Sheik are sort of their own things, right? And it's not like in the game Zelda and Sheik swap on the fly. What happens is Sheik is just like who helps Link until Zelda reappears again. And Sheik hasn't really appeared in any other game besides like Hyrule Warriors since then. So it kind of makes sense to have them separated. After all, Twilight Princess Zelda and Zelda from this new version of Smash from Link Between Worlds, which is, Link to the Past is one of my favorite games of all time. So having Link Between Worlds Zelda is very nice for me. And I honestly, I think this is everyone's favorite version of Zelda in Smash because it's like the most adorable version. But even in Brawl, when they first made Zelda into her Twilight Princess version, she could still transform into Sheik. That wasn't changed until Smash 4, where they also removed the other Pokemon from Pokemon Trainer. It seemed like they wanted to get rid of the transforming character type, so no character could transform. That was exclusive only to Melee and Brawl. But now Smash has brought it back. It's like that was an experiment for Smash 4. And they also got rid of Ice Climbers, which is like 2 characters in 1. So it was an experiment for Smash 4. I guess you could say the 3DS was part of the limitations for that. I always thought they were doing it as a competitive reason. Like they thought it wasn't competitive to have the characters not stay in one form. But bringing Pokemon Trainer back made me really happy. I would not want Squirtle, Ivysaur, and Charizard to be their own separate characters. I know that's how Project M does it. But Project M goes out of its way to really change characters. So a lot of times characters have completely different moves than what they have in Smash. And that's not really what Sakurai's trying to do. Sakurai's not trying to change a character's entire moveset. It seems like what Sakurai really wants to do is give them a new move here and there every so often. Sakurai doesn't really change their movesets. I mean, a lot of people are always hopeful because Mario's down B got changed one game. But I don't think that just because Mario has his down B changed like one game, typically we don't see changes that huge. I mean, Ganondorf is the first character that really comes to mind where his smash attacks changed, and that really makes him feel like a brand new character. And in some senses, his changes between Brawl and then now in Ultimate make him feel very different from how he used to feel in Melee. In Melee, he felt sort of like a straight-up clone of Ganondorf, because he was. And I guess Falco and Roy got some changes too from Melee. Falco got this nice upgrade from in Brawl that made him feel a lot more different than Fox. And because he still had different stats than Fox, but he had like pretty much the same moveset as Fox. I mean, I think Laser was like the only real difference, and then everything else was like his stats were different. And then when it comes to Roy was, again, literally a clone of Marth, same exact everything. He was an Echo Fighter of Marth. And he became his own character when he came back as Smash 4 DLC. They kind of changed him up a bit, gave him more of his own unique personality. So really, like, the incarnation of Roy from Melee is completely gone. That version doesn't exist anymore. And it's okay because Lucina exists now, so it's like, how many versions of, Marth, Roy, Lucina, and Chrom all exist. There's like 4 versions of the same character because Roy has an Echo Fighter and he's an Echo Fighter of Marth. So it's kind of like this confusing mess. But, I mean, really, Chrom and Lucina should fight similar. So I never understood the controversy here. To me, I think it makes sense. Either way, we have a new sword fighter, and I know people again are complaining because it's like another anime swords fighter. Guys, I hate to break it to you, lots of video games feature anime style characters who use swords, and not only that. And I know some people might be upset if I'm being like an apologist because you want like Spyro and Crash and Doom Guy, and look, there's still 2 more slots. That could happen, but I'm sorry. I think one of those slots might go to Ryo Hayabusa, and I've been saying this for a long time. My evidence is if they were going to not put him in, I feel like he would have a spirit by now. There's spirits for so many games that aren't featured in Smash, and Team Ninja is very good friends with Nintendo. I mean, they worked on Fire Emblem. They worked on 2 different Hyrule Warriors games, and one is literally like a prequel game to Breath of the Wild. Like, it tells the actual canon story of Breath of the Wild. It's just told in a non-canonical way, like because I'm pretty sure Dynasty Warriors isn't like the canon version. However, that story is very much so what did happen before the game. It's just has its own little liberties taken, but there's a lot of war going on before the events of Breath of the Wild. So Dynasty Warriors was actually a totally legit way to tell the story. So, I mean, that's a big deal. The fact that Team Ninja gets all this power with Nintendo, like Team Ninja. After Hyrule Warrior, actually really after Metroid Other M, Nintendo and Team Ninja just became best buddies, And, I mean, so they've worked on Metroid, they've worked on Zelda, they worked on Fire Emblem with Fire Emblem Warriors, but they also actually, like, did a lot of the stuff for Fire Emblem Three Houses. So, really, I just feel like their main mascot character, I mean, it's named Team Ninja for a reason. It's because of Ninja Gaiden. I mean, I feel like Ryu deserves to be in the game because when people talk about NES classics, they talk about Ryu Hayabusa. To me, it's like Simon Belmont needed to be in because he's the next NES classic character. Like Mega Man got in, so then Simon needed to get in. And that's what happened. Smash 4, we got Mega Man. Smash Ultimate, we got Simon. That's the order of things. So in the next Smash game, we either get Ryu Hayabusa, or in this Smash game, we're getting Ryu Hayabusa. Again, that's the order of things. Because when you think of classic NES games, Ninja Gaiden comes to mind. I'm not just being a shill for Team Ninja because I think Team Ninja and Nintendo have a close personal relationship. I really do think that Ninja Gaiden deserves representation on those 80s games alone. I don't know so much about the new games. However, those new games got a announcement during the presentation. And if you remember, when they were talking about Joker coming into Smash all the time, and they were saying, okay, please wait, more news on Joker's coming, those same directs, they would talk about Dragon Quest. They would talk about Dragon Quest 11 coming to Switch. And we're like, oh, Hero's not in Smash. Hero's not in Smash. So what does this mean? What does this mean? We might finally have a Ryu Hayabusa announcement because they're showing Ninja Gaiden coming to Switch. Now, however, I use the same evidence to point to Resident Evil and Devil May Cry, and so far, Resident Evil has been basically deconfirmed because of the spirits. And if the spirits were in the base game, that'd be one thing, because obviously Min Min and Pyra both disprove the spirits don't put characters in theory. However, those spirits were put in base game. Resident Evil spirits were put in later as like extra add-ons, and they came out like towards the end of Fighter Pass 1. So I feel like if they knew Fighter Pass 2 was happening and they knew what characters were coming, there's no reason why they would put in Resident Evil characters. So the thing is, Xenoblade 2 is a little bit different from the other from ARMS. Xenoblade 2 and Final Fantasy 7 and ARMS, all three had content in the game already. However, they were all lacking something. Now, ARMS didn't have a stage, didn't have any music at all, and it only had a handful of spirits. So putting ARMS in actually made sense. And if you're going to break the spirit rule, it would make sense to do it with a character who doesn't have a lot of content from their game already. And then when it came to Sephiroth, I mean, there was no music from Final Fantasy VII. There was no spirits in Final Fantasy VII. Not even Cloud had spirits. He only had his own spirit, and it was his 3D model from Smash. And every other character's spirit is like artwork of them. So his spirit should have been artwork of him. Now he has his artwork from the Final Fantasy VII guidebook, or the instruction manual that comes with FF7, right? So he has his artwork now, so does Sephiroth. And it's like, finally, FF7 has music. Finally, it has spirits. And so this makes sense, right? Now, Xenoblade 2 has spirits already, including a Pyra and a Mythra spirit. But it also has spirits from, like, every character from Xenoblade 2. Like, there's probably going to be no new spirits from Xenoblade 2. Like, straight up. However, there'll probably be a new spirit that's Pyra and Mythra together. And they're probably going to update the old Pyra and Mythra spirits. But there's probably going to be a new spirit that's Pyra and Mythra together. Or maybe not. Or you'll have to beat the game as each one to get each of their spirit. Oh, how does it work with Pokemon Trainer? I think Pokemon Trainer probably has... Oh, the spirit's probably the actual trainer himself. It's probably not the individual Pokemon. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into the spirits. But there probably is a Charmander, Squirtle, Ivysaur, Bulbasaur, Charizard, Wartortle, Venusaur. It probably is a spirit for all 9 of those original 3 Pokemon. So yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how they're gonna do the spirits for Pyra and Mythra. But yeah, we know that they're going to be characters 79 and 80, which is, again, same way Pokemon does it, so that's cool. And it's about time Xenoblade got some representation. So I'm happy that Xenoblade's finally getting another character. It's funny, Mythra is wearing the same tights, like the leggings she wore in her spirit, because the original version of Mythra has cleavage showing, and she has no tights under her dress. And they changed that for the spirit for Super Smash Bros. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not on this. I'm literally no opinion on this one. I don't care. In fact, I don't mind the tights look. I think it looks fine, but I'm not going to say people who want the original version are wrong. I'm just here to say both versions are fine, and the reason why it's happening is because in Smash Brawl, you could show up dresses and it was considered still E10 and up. Now you can't show that. You cannot show up a character's dress. If you do, the rating will go up. Remember, Sakurai has said Smash is for good boys and girls. Now, again, I don't care. I don't think a game that has Mario in it and Pikachu and Kirby needs to be the kind of game that shows up people's dresses. But the thing is, when they showed up Peach's dress in Melee, I never went like, oh, scandal. I mean, to me, it was more comical than anything. Like, she had like, I don't know. It was never like sexual in my opinion, but it can be. You see, there's other characters who aren't Peach where they could really make the character way more sexual if they wanted to. And so it's important that they avoid that. And this is a game rated E10 and up, so it's fine. It's really no problem at all. But I find it funny because that version of Mythra's look didn't exist before Smash. So I wonder if part of why they considered her for Fighter Pass 2 and not for Fighter Pass 1 was because that look for her tights didn't exist yet. So that'd just be a funny thing. However, I do know the Spirit is in the base game already, so yeah, they probably just wanted to save her for Pass 2 because they probably had Pass 1. I don't know. Pass 1. I don't know how Terry got in Pass 1 and avoided Pass 2. Terry could have very well been a Pass 2 character, but he got put in Pass 1, and I'm happy for it. I think Terry in Smash is perfect. I think Terry's, like, that makes me really happy, especially because King of Fighters is coming back. King of Fighters is about to be more popular than Street Fighter. I mean, people like King of Fighters more than Street Fighter already, so it's like, and that's because Street Fighter V kind of disgraced itself. So, I mean, people are excited for the new King of Fighters game. I mean, King of Fighters has started to win itself back over, and they use this popularity from Smash Bros. To really propel themselves. So, I'm happy about that. Anyway, so what I'm taking away from this is, one, I think Pyra and Mythra look really fucking good, and I think they look really fucking fun. And to me, what's important is a character who is good and fun. They can't be just good, and they can't be just fun. Min Min is good, but not fun. Steve is fun, but not good. Sephiroth is both good and fun, and that's why he's a great DLC character. Pyra and Mythra, I like characters who use swords, but I understand people don't always want them. My favorite characters in the game are Falco and Banjo-Kazooie, so like, it's not like I'm a sword main user. It's not like I can only use characters with swords. It's just I can use them. Like, I do like playing as Cloud. I consider Joker to be kind of a sword character. I like Cloud and Joker. Mega Man's not a sword character, but he's got a good sword-based attack with his aerials. His forward air and back air are sort of like sword attacks. So I like that with him. So yeah, I like... I'm fine with it, you know what I'm saying? I'm fine with the disjoints. I don't think they make a character better or worse at all, honestly. When it comes to Sephiroth's case, I do think Sephiroth, his sword does give him a bit of an advantage against a lot of characters. But yeah, Sephiroth is pretty dang fun. But I'm wondering if they do Hayabusa, if they'll make him the last character, because it would be weird if Sephiroth, Pyra, and Hayabusa all three come out back to back to back. For those of you who are really thinking Crash is going to happen, I really think a Pokemon is going to happen, and I really think Hayabusa is going to happen. Those are the two I'm the most certain of. Now, I was really certain of Hayabusa for a long time, and maybe I don't want to be wrong here, but it's just I don't see any evidence suggesting it won't be him. Once I saw Pyra and Mythra, I was like, ooh, another sword user? That might mean they won't do another one. You know, that might mean they might stop for a while in sword users. However, if they don't do a sword user for the next character, like a Pokemon character, and then use a sword for a character like Hayabusa for the Blast character, I think that's fine. So, while I do think that if the last two characters are a Pokemon and Hayabusa, that might not be very hype, and people might be disappointed and upset by it. I'm here to tell you guys, I think the most hype Smash Bros. Characters have already come out. I think the point of Pass 2 is not to outdo Pass 1. I think the point of Pass 2 is just to put more characters in the game who should be in the game. Like, in my opinion, Sephiroth probably should have been in the base game. Steve probably should have been in the base game. Min Min should have definitely 100% been in the base game. The fact they didn't have an ARMS character in the base game is mind-blowing. Like, ARMS, we all thought ARMS was going to be in the base game. A lot of us thought Xenoblade 2 was going to be the base game. So part of me thinks, back in the day I had a theory that Smash Ultimate has more characters than Smash 4 because they're bringing back every character. So every character's back, so it has more characters than Smash 4, and then because of that, they didn't add in a lot of new characters. There's only 7 new characters, 7 brand new characters. And so because of that, the game feels like it doesn't have that many new characters. However, the trade-off is there was 4 new characters as far as DLC is concerned for Smash 4. Smash Ultimate is having a huge handful, 12 DLC characters if you count Piranha Plant, and I do. And because of this, a majority of those characters are third-party characters, which is something that Smash 4 couldn't have done. Smash 4 had Pac-Man, and it had Mega Man, and Brawl had Snake and Sonic. So 2 games in a row only introduced 2 new third-party characters, and Smash 4 only had 3 third-party characters because they took out Snake. Now, once they added Ryu in, it was like, oh, we can have even more third-party characters, and they can both be from Capcom? Fuck yeah. And then we got Cloud, and then it was over. Of course, we got Bayonetta 2. And the funny thing is, I think people forget Bayonetta's even in the game half the time nowadays because she's not an OP character. But yeah, Bayonetta's in the game too. So it was like, oh, it felt weird. When Smash 4 was out, it was like, wow, there's a lot of third-party characters. Well, now, crank that up to 11. There's so many fucking third-party characters in Smash now. It's insane. Smash is literally not about Nintendo fighting each other anymore. There's just too many matches you can do that feature exclusively non-Nintendo characters. This has become a fighting game that is bigger than just Nintendo, but Nintendo hosts it. And because of that to me is a huge honor. That is something Sakurai and everyone at Nintendo who works on Super Smash Bros. Should be proud of. The fact that they have a crossover gaming game with so many video game characters, and the fact that all of these video game characters are featured in a game with Falco in it, and Lucas in it, and Captain Falcon, and these more obscure Nintendo characters like Bowser Jr.'s in it, Ridley's in it, K. Rool's in it. There's all those Fire Emblem characters that a lot of people don't know about are in it. All the Pokemon characters are in it. That's a big deal because that means people who come for Cloud, who come for Joker, who come for Mega Man, who come for Sonic. These people who are coming for those one character are now exposed to so many Nintendo characters. Their brain is absorbing Nintendo stuff against its will. Like they have to learn about Nintendo because they have to learn about these characters. They just have to. So Nintendo is kind of showing itself as the Mac Daddy host of all things gaming with this gaming fighting, this gaming fighting game. I almost tried to correct myself because I feel like I was stuttering there and I was saying it incorrectly, but it's a gaming fighting game, which is kind of weird to think about. And yeah, the fact that all these characters are in here, and then after Sephiroth to advertise Xenoblade 2, which is a Switch exclusive, I think this is a big deal. So, in my opinion, I thought Sephiroth was going to be put in the base game because there's no way they could do Sephiroth as a DLC character. They proved me wrong. So, I thought Min Min wouldn't be a DLC character because I thought, again, they would need to put her in the base game. Or at least, I'll say this, if they're going to put an ARMS character in, it would need to be in the base game, not DLC. I was wrong. So, Steve could be DLC, but, Banjo was already in, so I wasn't really looking at Steve. But I forgot Season 2 means new. Basically means that shit's reset. I was kind of worried that they wouldn't do the same third party again. But no, that's that's not true. 2 Nintendo characters so far have been put in. 2 first party DLC characters have been put in for Fighter Pass 2, and 1 first party was in Fighter Pass 1. Now I think it's only going to be the 2 first parties, and those 2 first parties were the 2 spirits that broke the no spirit rule. I think because Gino's already deconfirmed, that's pretty much all we're going to see. I don't think Waluigi's going to... Basically, the fact that Min Min got put in and not Springman kind of confirms that assist trophies still do matter. as far as we know, Mii costumes still matter because Pyra never had a Mii costume. There's a few other Mii costumes. It's not just Rex, the cat girl. I forgot her name. It's like Naira or something. There's a girl. I literally used her in my party in Xenoblade 2 because I actually like her. I think she's a good character and I think she's cool. I was happy that she's in the stage. She is in. She's got a Mii fighter. I made a Mii fighter for her so that way she's like technically playable in the game. So, but Pyra and Mythra never had Mii fighters. So, yeah, I think that Mii fighters do kind of still deconfirm. I'm not sure, but so I'm just going to say that like assist trophies and Mii fighters still deconfirm, which means Waluigi's not going to happen and Geno's not going to happen. Of course, Geno's definitely not going to happen because they wouldn't release a Mii fighter and then in the same pass later release the character. That's just not what they're going to do. So I mean, Crash might still happen. Honestly, I would love if they just didn't do a Pokemon. I mean, with 2 Nintendo characters in this third pass, putting a new Pokemon would be really annoying. I feel like Incineroar should be good enough, but it's not from Sword and Shield. But maybe they can just skip Sword and Shield and do a new Pokemon in the new Smash game. I don't know. I would really like it if they just didn't do Incineroar, or didn't do a new Pokemon. And these 2 slots could just be for new characters that aren't from Pokemon. That would be really dope. I'm just kind of worried a new Pokemon would be in. But I really do want Hayabusa. I don't think Crash will get in. I really don't think Crash will get in at all. I don't think he has a chance. However, I think Crash would be a better choice than Rayman. And I don't think Rayman's going to get in either. But honestly, at this point, I want to say Rayman has no chance in hell, but that's not true because if Bayonetta can be in Smash 4, and if Pyra can be in this one, then I feel like Rayman has a chance too. So it could be Rayman. I do think it's about time that we're due for another like platformy character, another cutesy character. And a Pokemon could fulfill that role, and so could Rayman, and so could Crash, and so could a lot of characters. A lot of characters could fulfill that role. Steve kind of also fills that role because he's like a smaller character, but Steve is so weird in particular, and he fights with weapons. Steve is technically a swordie, so it's been 3 sword users in a row this time. So, and then Min Min, who's like a pure range zoner. So I think a new up close character would be a great choice here. Tails, Tails. But we're not gonna get Tails, are we? Yeah. And though, I mean, holy shit, I'm realizing that Pyra and Mythra kind of break the rule that, like, there's even music from Xenoblade 2 in Smash already. There's so much content from Xenoblade 2 already in Smash. But I guess we're just going to have more Xenoblade 2 music and more Xenoblade music in general. It might not be that much music this time around. I'm thinking this time around won't be that much more music. And even then, I don't care about having every song from Xenoblade 2 in Smash anyway, so whatever. But I'm just happy. I mean, I'm happy that we got Xenoblade 2. Like, I actually have said for a long time it's a crime that Pyra and Mythra aren't in the game because I feel like those 2 specifically, there's so much fan art of Xenoblade 2 stuff. Like, to me, to say those characters aren't popular, those characters are like more popular than Shulk. Like, those characters deserve it. I'm not saying Shulk doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying they deserve it more than Shulk. But if you're going to put Shulk in, I mean, those 2 are huge. So I always thought putting Rex, Pyra, and Pyra could switch into Mythra would be an excellent character. But this seems like it might be the best case scenario, having Pyra and Mythra who can swap out. It's another girl character, which is nice because we need more girls, obviously. And it's 2 more girls if you really think about it. But also, it's new Xenoblade. It's a new girl character, so there's a lot going on here, and I'm pretty excited. I think I'm gonna really enjoy playing as this character, and I'm gonna have to start theorizing who the next character is going to be. Obviously, we're not gonna know until March, but when this character comes out in March, which is next month, and we're already close to the 20th, that's when we know who the Mii fighters will be. There's not gonna be too many Mii fighters from Xenoblade 2. Expect characters to be deconfirmed. So once that happens, that's when I'm gonna start planning my character tier list. I could start now. I think this gives Tails a little bit more credibility, as well as Eggman. I think either Tails or Eggman has a lot more credibility now. However, again, Tails has that Mii fighter, so it has to be Eggman. I'm totally down with Sonic and Eggman. I'd rather have Sonic and Tails. I'm totally fucking down with Sonic and Eggman, though. I mean, you kidding me? I would love Sonic and Eggman. But, we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. I think it's very peculiar that Wily is an assist trophy, and Shadow and Knuckles are assist trophies, and Tails is a Mii costume, and Eggman is nowhere to be found. I think that's peculiar. I'm totally down with Eggman. I feel like if Sega wanted to advertise another character from Sonic, it might be Eggman. But yeah, we'll just have to see. So oof, there's a lot they could do with Eggman, dude. There's the moveset potential is through the roof, and Eggman wouldn't really work in any fighting game except for Smash. So like, please, I think that would be great. I think it would be great. I would love to see Dr. Robotnik fight against characters who aren't Sonic. I'd love to see him fight against all sorts of characters. I'd love to see him team up with Bowser. So, I don't know. I just think that Sonic deserves it. Put another Sonic character in. I think that Pyra actually leads some credibility to the idea of another Sonic character. I feel like Sephiroth and Pyra combined add a lot of credibility here. But I'm not going to say anything. Man, could you imagine they put Eggman in his stage is like the Death Egg? Woo, doggy. We'll see. There's 2 characters left. It's hard to tell. It's going to be hard to call this. I'm so glad that Sephiroth is in between Minecraft Steve and then Anime Titty Bitches. So, I'm really happy. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to watch all the players' reactions and all the YouTubers I like reactions to Pyra and Mythra. Hopefully, some of them are happy because they actually like Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 is pretty popular. Yeah, I there was a lot of people back in the day who really wanted these characters, and I think they kind of dropped off our radar for a while. But the idea they don't deserve to be in Smash is ridiculous. They should have been in the base game. Same with Byleth. I think people would have been less upset if there was less DLC characters in Byleth and Pyra and Mythra, and maybe Min were just in the base game. Sephiroth should have been in the base game too, in my opinion. We should have never had to wait for Final Fantasy VII music. But it's all good. It's all good, baby. So I'm gonna end this video here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.